Hey, everybody. My name is Steve Akley. We've got a fun event tonight in our virtual bourbon series. We're going to be looking at Heaven Hill. So, for a long time, they had the Heaven Hill white label, 6-year-old bottled in bond. And a couple of years ago, that got discontinued. Said, we're having a hard time keeping up with it, all that kind of stuff. And it went away. And then about a year and a half later, lo and behold, here comes a 7-year-old bottled in bond. So they say that these are two totally different products, but we're going to see tonight. We're going to taste them, see if we think that they kind of taste the same. We're going to also be judging whether or not one is better than the other. So maybe they're not. Maybe we taste them and they're both kind of the same, which I think that would be a win for the 6-year-old because there's a big difference in price. So when they had the Heaven Hill 6-year-old bottled in bond, which used to be available in a lot of markets, it's in the $12 to $13 range, and then they whittled it down where it was just in Kentucky, and that actually wasn't a bad thing for bourbon fans because so many bourbon fans go to Kentucky, or they're in clubs and groups where they would, a member would go and they'd pick it up by the case and things like that. I know that happened for us in St. Louis when someone was going to Kentucky. You would take orders of what anybody wanted from the 6-year-old Heaven Hill bottled in bond, and you'd get it and do the friend distribution that we do when we're into bourbon. But again, it went away, and there was no thoughts or anything shared that anything would be coming back. And that was announced on February 25th, 2018, that one was being discontinued and would no longer be part of the Heaven Hill portfolio. And then June 24th, 2019, so about a year and a half later, totally redesigned bottle, very different look to it, a lot more contemporary versus kind of the old school Heaven Hill bottled in bond, which was a very kind of almost generic looking label. Wasn't really a whole lot going on there. The new one has a very cool and streamlined look, and looks like a modern product. And the big difference, of course, is the price. The retail price is about $40. But in reality, you don't really see it at $40. I mean, when I see it, it tends to be 50, 60, 70, and more. So it's one of those things that is hard to get. It's limited distribution. It's more than just Kentucky, like the old white label, but it's also not everywhere. I'm not even sure we have it in Missouri. I know we have it in Illinois. I see it on the store shelves over there at some of the liquor stores, but so it's not even necessarily in places like St. Louis and things like that. So very interesting to see what we think of these two. And like I said, it's in reality, in my mind, 7-year-old has to be a clear-cut winner to say, hey, we're, to really win this thing. If it's close, in my mind, 6-year-old is the winner then because it's just so much cheaper, $30. And again, it was 12 to 13, and that's what it actually was on the shelf. And this new one is, like I said, up to $70 plus. I see it retail. So that's an interesting component. I will say this: when it got announced it was being discontinued, of course, it started disappearing pretty quickly, and those prices jumped from about $12-13 up to about 45 is what I was seeing it towards the end. And I haven't seen it on the shelf now in a long time. So that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and pour both of these, A and B. Of course, we're going to go in the order here. We'll go A first, sampling. But let's pour both of these and have them ready. All right, A and B. All right, got those poured. We're going to go through our tastings like we do all of our tastings at the ABV Network. We're going to go through 2 times. The first time we'll try to engage everyone. This is a small group, so we'll go through it. We'll go ahead and have everyone weigh in on these when we go through. So we'll go through A, nose it, taste it, have everyone weigh in, tell us their thoughts on it, and then we'll move to B and we'll go through the same thing. And then we'll go back through and we'll do a quicker one, kind of the higher level one, where we just see if there's anything different or we feel like we've evolved a little bit. And then once we do that, and then I'll let you guys have a little bit of independent time. Again, there's only 2 here, but you can go back and forth a little bit, decide which one you like best, and then we're going to vote. We're going to vote which one we think is better out of the 2, and we'll see what the winner is. So let's start here with A. Let's talk on the nose. It's a good start. Nose is pretty good, isn't it? Some cherry in there for sure.
The blue. The blue is A.
What's that?
The blue should
Okay, from Oklahoma City, we're feeling like A has a better nose. We have not tasted thus far. And I've got 4 of my Bourbon Club members with me, or 3 of my Bourbon Club members with me. So there's 4 of us, and we're tasting this all at the same time. So
Okay.
for now, A is getting a lovely nose.
A does have a good nose, does it not?
Yeah.
Mhm. I like what's going on there. Anything else what's to contribute on A on the nose? And we'll talk.
Whole apricot.
Apricot, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my general impression is B is just smells hot. So,
It smells hot.
A is fruity.
and A is a little more delicate and fruity.
Okay.
I-
All right, let's give A a taste and let's talk about that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's kind of a nice finish that sticks with you. I don't know. I kind of feel it all the way down too, which is nice. It's
Yeah. It's got a good.
leathery, tobacco, kind of those sort of taste. Rob W., what are you thinking as you taste this first one?
Peanut brittle was the first thing that hit with me.
Mhm. Peanut brittle, pretty common on some of the Heaven Hill products to hear that. So that's not unusual. How about you, Mr. Bill? As you taste this one, what are your thoughts?
I'm still getting a little bit of the cherry on it, but the leather and the tobacco, I'm getting that too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
That's good. That's good. All right, Joey and team, what are we thinking? A on the taste.
Okay, what are we getting on the taste, team?
Blood orange.
A blood orange,
Blood
a lot of
orange.
citrus.
Leather.
Leather on
Leather.
the back end.
Okay. Okay.
It's got a nice finish.
Nice
Yeah, it's
finish.
a lovely finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is. All right. Mr. Whitlatch.
A little touch of black pepper in the finish,
Mm-hmm.
tickles around your tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much like everything about this one. It's nice mouthfeel, all that kind of good stuff. Everything good you want to say about a bourbon that seems to have it going on. How about you, Danny? Danny?
I'm actually quite impressed with this one. I mean, it's great mouthfeel and everything. Get a nice sensation on the back of the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty good stand up.
Okay. All right. Well, now head up to Michigan and talk to Justine, aka the Michigan Joey. You two do look a little alike. You do know this, right? There's a little bit of a resemblance there. Justine's got her hair up in the hat, so it looks a little bit different. But normally,
I just walked 4 miles, so,
So-
I look like crap. But
she had somebody show up at her house to drop off bottles for an event recently. A guy from a distillery, right, Justine? And literally, she had some stuff she put in her hair that she couldn't take out. And I call her, I text you. I said, hey, this guy's going to be stopped by because he'd said he was going to do it. And then he gave me a heads up of like, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. He's like, I'm on the way. I'll be there. I'm like, shit, I got to call Justine right away. So I texted you and I said, and she's like, this is like the worst possible time.
yeah, it was my lunchtime, and I'm working from home, and it was my lunch, and I had just put hair color on my hair, and I got a text, and I looked at it, I'm like, freaking kidding me?
She's like, I can't take this out.
Yeah, it was bad.
This was not my fault. I didn't set any of this up. I made sure I sent her the screenshot where he's like, hey, I'm on my way. I'm stopping by Justine's house. I'm on my way. So it wasn't like he asked me or said, hey, can I set this up? Or he just on the way. So
Yeah. So then I apologized, and he said his wife did hair, so it was no big deal. Then he proceeded to tell me that he hadn't showered that day, so we were even. I was like, okay, great.
there you go.
Yeah, anyways, so peanut brittle, I get the leather and the pepper and almost like a like a ballpark peanut, like a roasted peanut.
Okay.
Salty. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
It is good. Yeah. Yeah. I do hear that a lot on Heaven Hill, the peanut thing, but people also say that about Beam too, is another one that they'll say they get the peanut taste from, but it just depends. But those are the two distilleries I often hear that about. All right. The legend himself, Rick Brenner.
Well, I'll go along with the peanut butter.
Mhm.
Pepper on the finish. It's got a real nice finish to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything about that is good. It's going to be tough to beat, but we'll see. Let's head over to B. We're going to put this aside. We will come back to that. But for now, we're going to jump on over to B and see what we got going on here. Our other competitor for the evening. Joey, initially you cheated. You worked a little bit ahead of the group. You were saying this was what, more earthier, I believe it was the tones that you were, or what you said before, right? Whereas the other one was fruitier.
I'm sorry. We're trying again. We're being fair.
Okay, you got to be fair. Yeah, got to be fair.
Actually, it
Okay.
softened.
It
Since
softened
Yeah,
a
it
little
has
bit.
kind of softened from the first go around.
Okay. Anything else on the nose? What are you guys thinking on the nose on B now?
Am I allowed to say carrots?
Oh, Gina thinks
Vegetable.
carrot. Vegetables?
vegetable.
Earthy?
Earthy. Okay. Okay. Gina, yes, you're allowed to say that. So did she say, am I allowed to say this? So, yes, absolutely. Okay. Anything else on the nose?
I'm getting more of a sweeter hint, like more of a honey molasses, I mean, not molasses.
Honey molasses. Yes. You just invented something, Danny. Okay. Well, let's taste it.
It's quite sick, quite sweet.
Okay.
Kind of getting like a little bazooka gum. Something.
Like a piece-
Bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
There's the gum reference again.
Mhm. We got to have
Hey,
that.
Justine, can you say that again? What are you getting?
Like bazooka gum, you know, the gum with like the
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
strip in it.
totally.
Mhm. I mean, that's pretty good too. I don't know. It's going to be a battle, I think. A little bit on honeysuckle in there, so it has kind of the honey taste, but more along the lines of honeysuckle, I think, is what I'm getting there. What about you guys? Let's start in the middle. I started on my screen at the bottom last time, worked my way up. This time I'm going to start in the middle, so we just don't go reverse order. So this time I'll start with Danny. Danny, what are your thoughts taste wise?
I'm gonna have to stick with the honey. I
Mhm.
mean, it's quite sweet. It's just all honey there for me.
Okay. All honey. Okay.
Mhm.
That's good. All right. Mr. Whitlatch. Is that like a mini
back to the
solo cup
nose.
you got there? What is that? What are you drinking that?
Little solo cup.
That's proper drinkware, of course. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's got a more pronounced nose than the other one.
Mhm.
And everything I'm tasting seems to be, it's like a first cousin to the other one, just a little bigger all the way around, more nose, a little more flavor. But I'm getting like peach cobbler
Peach cobbler. Okay.
out of this one.
Yeah. All right. All right. Joey and team. Unmute. So
Okay, I had to find mute, sorry.
that's all right.
We definitely, well, kind of opposed to the last one. We kind of feel like the nose on this one is a little bit softer.
Mhm. Okay.
So anything else on the tasting on this one?
Just my
Hotter.
carrots, my sweet
It,
carrots.
it is hotter,
At the finish.
and Gina, she's getting definitely a hot carrot,
A hot carrot.
a sweet hot carrot.
That is a first, actually, for our tasting notes. So
You're welcome.
yeah, that's
Baby
good.
carrots.
Like a glazed carrot that you would have at like Thanksgiving or something.
Okay. Okay.
Glazed
Yes,
carrots.
glazed carrots. That's it.
Okay. All right, Justine, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this one's definitely a little bit warmer than the first one. I get kind of the honeysuckle. The first sip I had was kind of earthy a little
Yeah.
bit, but then the second and third sip was more sweeter. Kind of, I agree with the honeysuckle.
Okay, all right. Mr. Brenner, AKA the legend. Well, he didn't respond because I didn't call him the legend. That's in his contract. I have to call him the legend.
No, I would agree with Danny. I get a lot of honey out of this.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It is warmer than the first one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Which is always interesting because obviously they're the exact same proof. So, all right, let's jump down to Rob W.
I got honey as well. So honey with maybe a little bit of like burnt sugar.
Okay. Clearly, Rob's the smartest of any of us with that bookshelf behind him. I mean, he's got to be. I just got like trash and trinkets and half-drink bourbon. He's got bookshelves. Yeah. I used to be in the moving business. We loved guys like you. Make so much money. You can't break books. They're heavy.
Exactly.
So great when you go in and see a bunch of books. It's like, oh man, it's going to be a good day. All right. Mr. Bill, how about you, man?
Well, kind of combining everything that everybody said. So it's a glazed carrot with black pepper in it.
Glazed carrot with black pepper. Okay. I haven't.
At Thanksgiving.
At Thanksgiving.
Not Christmas, and not Christmas, but Thanksgiving.
That's yeah. Okay. First time carrots have been brought into any of the tasting notes on bourbon, but everyone seems to agree. So it's got to be true then, right?
Right.
All right. Let's go back to A. Let's go back to A and kind of nose. Definitely still on the sweeter side. I mean, maybe even cotton candy-ish. It's so
That's
so
what I
sweet.
was just going to say. I still
Yeah.
kind of get the bazooka gum, but it's sweeter like cotton candy.
Yeah, it's definitely on the sweet end of the spectrum. Okay. Right. What do anybody think as we taste it again? What do you think?
Feel good.
Still good. Okay. It's a good thing. Other notes or maybe something we missed? The bubblegum
There's a
thing.
pretty good friend of both of these. Everything I liked about it the first time is there, just bigger.
Mm-hmm. Coming back bigger and stronger now, you're saying.
Feels like it's more full bodied.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was going to say the opposite. I think it's less complex. It's good, but it's just it is what it is. It's a sort of like a single note bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Single note. Okay.
Okay, so from the OKC crowd, I generally think we like A a little bit better, but B definitely hits with a stronger punch.
Okay.
But A has a little more subtlety and nuances.
Okay.
Agree.
All right. Okay.
Danny, you're not allowed to agree with anybody from Oklahoma.
I know, unfortunately.
And I think I'm going to have to report you.
Right. Go ahead. Yep.
There you go, Danny. You have with Rob, you got a kindred spirit there.
Thank you, sir.
Rob, how do you end up being a Texas fan?
I went to grad school there.
Okay. Because you live on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, but I grew up in Los Angeles and spent 9 years in Austin for grad school, and then moved to the East Coast.
Gotcha. All right. So you've been a little bit all over. What's the best? St. Louis when you visited?
Texas,
I drove past.
Texas. Come on, admit it, Texas,
No, Texas. You've been
Texas.
I love the East Coast.
the East Coast. Oh no. I gotta have a place with warm weather. So I gotta get out of where I'm at even. It gets too cold here in the winter. And no snow. No one snow. Well,
Go down to Corpus.
Corpus. No.
Yes.
Really? I don't want to live in Texas.
Wes is on the East Coast.
No. Hmm. Okay. All right. Let's go over to B. Let's go over to B. Give B one last check here. B, what do you think on the nose on B? Anybody? All right. What about the taste? B on the taste.
Yes. That makes 8. As long as it was.
I'm still getting the honeysuckle for me on this one.
Mhm.
Pretty strong on the honeysuckle.
Right.
Anybody something other than that? Kind of leather tobaccos. Yeah. What was it? What was that one?
Tell his parents he can't get out.
Sounds like you guys have now gone underwater. I hope everything's okay there.
I think she said Texas is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Huh. Danny, you go to Oklahoma quite a bit though. So you got family there. You like those
But
fried
no,
pies?
I
You like the
don't
fried
go-
pies? You like the fried
No,
pies?
I
they've
don't
got?
have family there. I
You like-
do.
You like the fried
No.
pies?
No,
You would
let's
disown
back
them.
up. I traveled through Oklahoma to get to Texas.
You okay? The last trip that you went on, not this one year, this past week, the one before that, when you bought all the Weller, where were you there?
I had to pass through Oklahoma in order to get to Texas. I was
Uh,
going to Texas. So
I think you
passed
spent more
through-
time in Oklahoma than Texas.
Well,
No, I did not. No, I did
Oklahoma
not.
has
It did not
Weller.
turn
I'll
out
give
to
you
take
that.
me very long in Oklahoma, trust me. But that's in and out.
Isn't there an Oklahoma shirt in your house? I thought I saw it the other day when I was there.
Yes, there is. My wife owns one. Because her grandfather is from Tulsa.
Oh,
Yes, you will find my wife wearing the shirt and me wearing my hat or shirt at the same time.
Joey, what were you saying about Weller in Oklahoma? There is a Weller there.
Yep.
Danny bought a ton of it. I don't know how much Danny bought. It was a lot of it.
Cases.
Cases of it. Anything else on B before we take a look at these? Okay.
I just felt like B was is every bit as delicious as A, but it was hotter,
Hotter. Okay.
definitely hotter.
Hotter. Okay. What we're going to do next, we're going to give you guys just a couple minutes, do compare and contrast, whatever you need to do to determine what you think is better. And then we're going to also have you guess what you think the 6-year-old is and what you think the 7-year-old is. Could be different. You could be like, I like this one better. And I think this one, you don't necessarily have to think you have to like the 7-year-old better. So that's why it has to be a separate question. It's what your personal preference is, what you think is the 6-year-old and what you think is the 7-year-old. And we'll just make it simple. We'll just ask you on which one do you think is the 6-year-old, the A or the B? And then we'll see majority get that right. And we know by default, when you say which one's the 6-year-old, we know which one you think is the 7-year-old. So we'll just ask one of them for simplicity. Now's the time when I don't talk. Like right now, I'm not talking. I'm allowing you guys to work. Danny's doing this side by sides. Bill seems confident. Got his all locked in. Rob just staring
Shut
straight. Rob just staring straight ahead. I did mail some of you folks some stuff today. So, Mr. Bill, there's a package on the way to you.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, it's got a shirt in it my size.
No, you're not going to wear my shirt. If I see you post a photo where you wearing my shirt, you're not allowed to. Where's your professionalism? He's got one of those sewing machine setups where you can put logos on there. Some haven't put a logo on a shirt for me. Claims he's going to try the shirt on, which is ridiculous.
I'm going to model it.
No. And then you won those glasses. Those are in there too. And the Bookers event. So that's what's coming.
Cool.
On the way. It's on the way.
You're all right. I don't care what Danny says about you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go. There you go. Akley. All right. Is everyone ready? Does anyone need more time?
No.
All right. All right. Joey, we're going to let you go first. Are you guys voting as a block or?
Yeah, it's 4 of us, and we're voting that we think we like the first bottle, the first sample first. So
You like A better? Okay. What do you think is the 6-year-old is the second question, because we're not going to do both.
We're a
We're
little
split on
split
that.
on we're a little split. It's part of the problem.
Okay.
So I paid for this. So
Okay.
I'm going to go with the 7-year.
What? No. What? Which one do you think is the 6-year-old? Is it A or B? It would be the second question. You
B.
like A better? So okay. But we got to put down Joey. Joey did pay for this. It came out of Joey's wallet, so she gets the final say. So she said B.
I say B.
I say
Okay.
Bob can suck it.
Okay. All right. Next up is Mr. Whitlatch. Bob.
I think that B is the 6-year-old.
Okay. Which one did you like better, taste
I
wise?
liked A, the 7-year-old, better.
Okay.
What I
Well, he's
believe.
confident. Listen to him just stating it like it's fact.
Yeah,
Wow.
I corrected myself. What I believe to be.
Okay. Okay. Bob, a retired attorney, has to make sure he gets the wording exactly right, lest there be any issues. All right. Danny, which one did you like better by taste? Not in any factor. It doesn't matter what you think is 6-year-old, what you think is that doesn't
I
affect.
like A.
You like A better. Okay.
Mhm.
And what do you think is the 6-year-old product, A or
A.
B? You think A is the 6-year-old. Okay. All right. Next up is Justine Mays. Which one did you like better, A or B? Again, just talking taste first here.
B.
You like B better. Okay. And which do you think is the 6-year-old product, A or B?
A.
A. Okay. All right. Next up is the legend, Rick Brenner.
I liked A better,
Okay.
and I think B is the 6-year.
B is the 6-year. Okay. All right. Next up is Rob W.
I liked A, and I think the 6-year is B.
Is B. Okay. All right. Last but not least, Mr. Bill.
I agree with,
Which you like better, taste wise?
damn it, I like both of them a lot. I guess I'm gonna go with A is my favorite,
Okay.
and B is the 6-year-old.
B is the 6-year-old. Okay. Well, A was the clear-cut winner taste wise. It won 6-1 over B. Well, then our second question was, what do we think B was? This vote was split 5-2. 2 people said that A was the 6-year-old, and 5 people said that B was the 6-year-old. The actual 6-year-old was B. B was the 6-year-old product. A was the 7-year-old. That means you guys liked A better, which by a margin of 6-1. And again, it's a product that costs at least 4 times as much, maybe more, depending on what your particular store is doing. So I think that's good news. Obviously, that you want that to be with the price increase, you want it to be noticeably better, and it was noticeably better in this one. So it finished that way. So that's good for us, the consumers. And
I wouldn't say noticeably better. It was better. I
Mhm.
preferred A, but for the same price, I'd take either one of them.
okay,
I'd say is A 4 times as good as B.
no.
Mhm.
I will say that it's what the right answer here is probably somewhere in the middle, because
Mhm.
clearly the A was underpriced. And I get it when something's that grossly underpriced, and it probably happened over time. When bourbon wasn't hot, they had the 6-year-old white label out there. So that just becomes a way to move inventory, move large quantities, and it's at a low price. But then bourbon picks up in popularity. People start seeking out lower price offerings. And this was a really good offering. And there's nothing they could do with the age statement then. Sometimes you can take off an age statement and make things younger, but when you're selling a bottled and bond product, you're not allowed to take that off. It has to be, at least when it says bottled and bond, it has to be at least 4 years old. So there's no way to shorten the time. You can't put 2.5-year-old product in there. It has to be minimum of 4 years of age. So, what happens rather than taking is it worth that 6-year-old? Is it worth $40 retail or more? Probably not. But was it worth $25 or $28? Probably. But
Yeah.
would consumers said, would they have cried foul if they would have? Probably. So I don't know. So that leads them to discontinuing that one. They probably can't come out with another 6-year-old age stated, so they come out with a 7-year-old, but that allows them to charge a price that they feel is commensurate with what you get, and $40. I think it's a good $40 bourbon.
Yeah.
Is it a good $70 or $80 bourbon? I don't think so. I think at the retail price of $40, yes, it's worth getting, but I don't know about 60, 70, $80. It's not worth that, I don't think. But that's
For me, I enjoyed the taste the same on both of them.
Mhm.
I preferred the nose a little better on A. I really didn't smell a whole lot on B.
Mhm.
I
But
like the taste
that's
equally
me.
on both of them. I just like the heat on B better.
Like the heat's a little bit better. Yeah, it definitely was a little hotter there. Joey and crew, in summary, what were your thoughts there?
You muted.
Just muted. Got to find the unmute button.
Okay. Did you ask me something? Because I missed it.
Yeah, just in summary, what are your thoughts now that you know what is what? Do you think that and you got it right, correct? And
Yeah, we've been right all along.
I don't know. I heard A, it's A, and it was actually B, and you stuck to B because you pulled out I paid for it, so you were right.
We defer to Joey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we definitely preferred the A,
Okay.
and B just kind of felt hot in general,
Felt
without
hot.
much bringing to the table to the hotness, right? Like I appreciate a hot, but it needs to bring some complexity and some depth with it if you're going to go hot. But I felt like A was, even at the lower, what felt like lower, was still plenty complex and delicious.
What's the price you would pay for a bottle of B on a regular basis?
45, 50 bucks.
45,
All right.
50 in Oklahoma City.
45.50, you're thinking, okay. And is that a good deal? The A, I should say, is that a 7-year-old bottle and bond? 45, $50, that's about right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I got Royce Neal. I'm going to grab him in. We'll see if Bob can do a signing tomorrow. Royce, I'm on an event. People can hear you. You can't hear them, but you're not hooked up. I'm hooked up to headphones. So
what's up, dude?
Not much, man. So Bob Whitlatch is going to be coming there tomorrow. He wants to know if he can do a bottle signing for his the barrel that you named for the Whitlatch.
I mean, if you're gonna have a barrel named after you, might as well come in and do a signing for it
Okay.
too.
All right. So he'll be in tomorrow. Please have some cold water available for him. And he likes light snacks as he's signing, he says. So if you could have a couple things there, maybe some of those He likes string cheese and like Cheez-Its and stuff. So just
And
have that
he
around.
likes the green M&Ms.
As soon as I get off the phone, I'll call ahead to Papa. Get the red carpet dusted off.
All right, man. Yeah. So I just went with confirmation. Bob, what time are you going to be there tomorrow?
It'll be noonish.
Noonish. So look for him about noon. Okay, but okay, buddy.
Is he bringing the Black Swamp Bourbon Society with him?
You bringing your crew with you, Bob? Or
I'm all alone. Flying solo.
oh, he's flying solo. Okay. Royce, I'll give you
He
a call.
may request some Wisconsin cheese curds also.
Yeah. So I think I got you set up there pretty good, Bob. So now you get snacks too. So
Yeah, I owe you.
I mean, I kind of feel like if you get a bottle named after you, you should probably also get that barrel as well.
Well, they've
yeah,
offered,
that is
yeah.
part of the deal. That
Yeah.
is part of the deal. Yeah.
It's
All right.
mine as soon as it's empty.
Yep. So for Joey and crew, this is our friends at Neely Family Distillery. They're in Sparta, Kentucky, and they've started naming their barrels. They do single barrels through their gift shop, like a lot of distilleries do these days. But they've recently started a program where they're naming it individual barrels after their best customers. So Bob Whitlatch, his last name Whitlatch, it was a wheated bourbon, so they called it Bob Wheatlatch, or they just called it Wheatlatch, just Wheatlatch.
So we have some work to do is what I hear.
Yes, you got to start collecting a little Neely Family Distillery stuff, and then post
Gotcha.
it on social media, and then yes, you may get a barrel named after you. So you get the honor of getting that, which is cool, and then of course you get to keep the barrel afterwards. So once it's emptied out, then you get to keep the barrel. So
That's all you got to do.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I guess I'll be sending Royce some pictures. Because I buy in Oklahoma also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You've got a, I think most of our friends have a pretty good collection of Neely stuff. So the ones that participate in that, because he makes great whiskey. It's not like you're buying it because it's because it's great whiskey. So yes.
Yes, down in Oklahoma, I have found for the OKC people, you really need to look out for the Neely family.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
distillery.
Yeah. They sell Neely in Oklahoma. I forgot about that. He's
Yes.
got, yeah.
Yes, that's where I keep buying it outside the distillery. Seriously, y'all need to try it.
So it looks like this, though the stuff that's at least 2 years old. This is a younger one. So now it's got a black label, like the legend has there. Yeah. So, but it comes with the sticker on the side that with the name of it. So
Nice.
yeah. So that would say Wheatlatch if it was Bob's there.
Trust me, you will not be disappointed.
That's
If
right.
I
Okay.
find it in Oklahoma on my travels through Texas, yes, I pick it up every time and I
Okay.
clear them out.
Where okay, so you're finding it pretty much anywhere?
Yeah,
Okay.
I come from Missouri, so I find it normally in Tulsa and Oklahoma City and
No,
Lawton.
no, not Yingling, Neely Family Distillery.
Okay.
Yeah. Neely.
Lawton, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa is where I have found everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
And you
Thank
gotta
you.
check out Papa's Moonshine also.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's cool. I forgot that because he's not in that many states. He's in Kentucky, Indiana, and Oklahoma. And then maybe somebody bought some up north too. I forget. Might be up by you, Rob. That could be in Maryland, maybe. So somebody up there, maybe Massachusetts, one of the two. So
Well, I found the last of the honey pasta biscuits there in Tulsa. So
okay.
I snatched all that one on up.
Yeah.
So
That's when the ABV Network picked, and
Oh, yes.
they stole our barrel that we selected and even our name. They didn't even change the name. They used the exact same name in our tasting notes on there. Yeah. Yeah. Oklahoma got us that time. Pretty good.
For shame.
I found that a lot though. These distillers, they're very loyal. They're your best friend, but when someone comes in behind you and is willing to buy a barrel that is really good, they'll sell it. they hold it until an offer comes in, and then they're like, "Oh, I had to let it go. I had no choice."
Hey,
So,
Steve,
yes.
I got a Heaven Hill question. One of my favorites is that 6-year-old green label.
Yes.
I grab that stuff when I go to Kentucky every time I see it. And the supply dried up 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I
It's
wonder if
discontinued as
that
well. It's discontinued.
Is pulling it
Really?
off the market, or whether
Yes.
they ran out of barrels that age, or what's going on?
So they announced they're discontinuing that. So I don't know where they're at in that. When they say they're discontinuing, it doesn't mean it disappears right away. But if you're saying it's gone, I haven't looked for it recently, but yeah, it's drying up or gone. So yeah, they announced that the last barrels were the last ones they're doing. Now, will they come back with something else? I don't know. Or will it return? I'm not sure, but yeah. So another bottom shelf cheap one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll come back 4 times higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe a year older.
the label will be a lot more exciting though.
Oh yeah, cool. You can drink labels.
Hey, you collect labels, so it's not a bad thing for you.
I do.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, I'm gonna turn off the recorder because that's definitely the end of today's meeting. But I'll stick around. Any questions, anything like that? Just want to chat, talk bourbon. We can do that. We can talk about Mr. Whitlatch's signing tomorrow. Give him some ideas. But I'll say goodbye again to the folks that are watching this. We had about 5 other people that signed up, so I'm sure they'll be watching it online. Thanks.